It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Hey, I'm Zanze. Welcome back. Yes, it's your Feel Good Breakfast Show opening up right here on S3 and talking about all the things that make us happy. Like our artist of the day, Danika, still here. Now, obviously, joining us for something fun and something a little bit exceptional. This is our Quickfire question game. Obviously, Danika Jade has not known anything about this, so we thought, let's put her on the hot seat and put the pressure on.
One rule, okay? We just want honest answers. Don't worry, there's nothing terrifying in there, okay? But we just want to find out a little bit more about you and your incredible journey. We found this is a great way to kind of slip under the armor. So you're not allowed to think. You're just got to blurt it out, okay? And I can see you're already applying yourself here. So we'll set the tone with this first question. Nice and easy to ease us into it. What was the first musical instrument you learned how to play?
Piano.
Piano. Was it difficult?
It was in the beginning, yes.
So you're okay.
Here's a quick fire question for you. I think you'd love. What was that song that like changed your life?
Wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say changed my life, but I think everyone maybe goes through a phase where they sing Jar of Hearts by Christina Perri.
Okay.
And I taught myself on piano, and then I performed in my primary school, and I think from
Can you emulate that performance at your primary school and give us a line from the song right now?
You know I can't take one more step towards you.
Come on. Once again, I'm going to warn you, we're a cry risk for really talented people in the show, okay? Oh, that was beautiful.
That was beautiful. Okay, so we don't have a song that changed your life, but when it comes to like your biggest musical influence growing up, who was that?
I would say my dad, actually.
Oh, cool.
He has a lot of his own music that he brought into our house, like the Beatles and Queen, and so I grew up listening to a lot of that music.
Well done, Dad.
Yes, so he plays guitar and sings as well, so we also played in church a lot. So from primary school, I would play with him, and that's how I kind of learned how to play chords on the piano. And
Pops was planting seeds.
I
love
know,
it.
man.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your face kind of change as you're talking about him and that journey, which is a beautiful thing, man. And I think Dad is somewhere represented in the studio, so I think right now he might be shedding a little tear. That's a beautiful thing to hear. One word to describe your sound.
Ooh.
Expression, maybe?
Expression.
I was going to go with enchanting. Or,
Yeah,
because it really is.
Hey, but I suppose it's a bit like if you talk about yourself like that. Hey, you can't really. Why expression? What do you do with your music?
Well, I think, you know, because I play piano, it is in itself very expression. Yeah, and I think paired with my singing, I think I can make it work.
Oh, you do, girl. You do.
Yes, indeed. Do you have like a ritual before performing, before stepping up on stage and singing to the national live audience? Is there like a go-to snack or something that you have to get in?
Not really. I think maybe if it's early in the morning, some tea or something, but I don't have a specific ritual. Obviously, if I'm performing, I'll do some stretches or something just to get the blood flowing.
How come I didn't hear any?
You hit the ground running this morning.
Like, from silence to like celestial angels.
She had 2 hours driving here beforehand.
Yeah, that explains it. Okay.
Who do you reckon is the most underrated artist? They can be current or maybe in your musical journey, but who doesn't get the props they deserve?
I would say, well, I know she does get a lot of props, but Alanis Morissette, actually, like nowadays, I have noticed like in people my age, they don't really know her as well as, you know, the older generations do, and I think she's such an incredible musician, and she definitely influenced my style.
Oh, she took rock in a different direction. She really did, She created her own lane.
Yes.
Thank you for saying that for all the old folk.
I know you're young, but yet you've done a plethora of almost everything in this world. With regards to advice that you've received in your brief but yet ever-expanding career, what is the best advice you've received that you could share with our audience now?
I think the best advice I've received is that pursuing music is not easy, and it's not like one thing leads to another, which leads to another. And obviously, I haven't, you know, gone too far yet, but I think it is really difficult, and you just have to love music so much that you're willing to you know, go through the hardships that you face. And
keep grinding.
Yeah.
Gotta grind.
Maybe as a musician, is it something inevitable that you are going to go through hard times? Is
Definitely,
that something you should be embracing?
I think so, especially In Cape Town, a lot I see like they're more jazz focused, which I wasn't really into jazz until I obviously went to Grahamstown, and then I was kind of, challenged to do that. And people did look down on me a little bit for not being so into jazz, but I quickly had to learn.
And you strike me as the kind of person, if you apply yourself, you can learn and do anything, which is great. If you weren't doing this, what would you be doing?
I would probably be studying at the moment. I actually was going to study this year. I was going to study maths, but I pulled out last minute to try a year of music and just see where it leads to, because obviously that's my first love. So I'll see where that goes.
I'm trying to draw a correlation of how maths will help you in music. Maybe working out a really tense running order.
I know,
I don't know.
That's how she's going to tally up all the awards she wins.
Yeah, I didn't want to say too early in your career counting all your money, but hopefully you'll get there. No, we want one thing and one thing only from you, and that is another beautiful performance, please. So go and take your seat at the keys. We are so blessed to do this job, and we love having well-established artists step into our space again, maybe 10 years after they made their debut, but we love even more having those artists making their mark here on your Feel Good Breakfast Show stage, and Danika's doing just that.